Hi, welcome. Today I'm going to do an unboxing of some art materials, some oil-based paint markers, and then I want to do like a comparison of those with the Pitt Pens and show you the difference, because there's a big difference. I learned it by trial and error. I knew what I wanted to do with these pens, and I found which ones work best for which applications. So anyway, I know there's a lot of other pens out there. I'm just going to show you the ones that I use and how I use them and how that can maybe be of benefit to you. So let's do this unboxing. Let's check this out. My favorite place to purchase art supplies is Dick Blick. When I get art supplies, I don't know about you, but for me, it's like Christmas. Christmas in a box. Okay, so what I purchased, oh gosh, that's right, I forgot. I actually forgot about my Indian ink. I'm going to do some really cool angels for those of you that are not familiar with my work. This is just a small print of an angel that I painted in acrylic, mixed media acrylic. But I want to do some watercolor angels, like large watercolor angels, and I'm going to draw them and draw them on watercolor paper and then paint a lot of it with black India ink, permanent ink, and then watercolor over it. And I cannot wait to play around with that. That's like a new adventure for me. So let's move this box and I can show you what I got. That is a perfect size box for shipping my cross-stitch and punch needle patterns. Yeah, I save boxes. I'm not buying them when I can just reuse them. So what I purchased were Sharpie oil-based paint markers. And I'm so thrilled to have discovered, I didn't realize they had come in different colors. So I bought, which I think for painting Christmas ornaments or doing Christmas paintings, I thought it would be cool to get the gold and the silver, metallic, gold and silver paint markers. Then I got white. I need glasses. Thank goodness they're right there. Then I got the white. This is a medium point. Then I purchased extra fine and fine. So that way I have a variety of tips to work with. These are the Pitt Pens. I already had some Pitt Pens, but these ones that I just bought are actually a calligraphy pen. See, I don't know if you can see that, but the tip is chiseled in order to do calligraphy. And lettering is huge in, you know, what I do. So, and then this is the other one. Here's the tip of the ones that I had previously bought. The Pitt Pens are nice for certain applications, but they are not permanent, and that was a problem because when I purchased them, I wanted it to be a permanent marker. And I had a black one. I just bought another black one because it's wonderful. And then a couple in the fine and extra fine. Now, a lot of times before I do an acrylic painting, I draw it on the canvas, and then I draw over the pencil marking with the Sharpie. Well, let me just back up. The first time I did it with the Sharpie permanent marker, and it bled through the paint. It was awful. Well, these are actually paint markers, so they will stay put, and they're fabulous for doing your drawing first before you paint. Now what I want to do is show you how these react with water. Because I do a lot of watercolor painting, I do mixed media acrylic and watercolor. That's my jam. That's pretty much what I work with mostly. I don't know if you can see this. But I'm pushing on it and I can see nothing's coming out yet. And you just keep pumping it until paint comes out. Okay, now it's starting to come out. So I'm just going to draw a straight line. Get the black one. I've already got a black one here. Again, well, that one's like ready to go. Okay, now I'm going to do the Pitt marker, the Pitt artist pen. Okay, that's black. This is the I think it's the bold tip. Yeah, it's got a B on it. It's the bold tip. Okay, so now we're going to take some water and paint over them. So see what's happening? The Pitt marker, is bleeding. So if you want to draw something that you don't want the water to interfere with the paint or with the marker, then you want to make sure to use the Sharpie oil-based paint marker, okay? If you use the Pitt marker, it's gonna bleed. Now, there are times when that comes in handy. Here's an example where that application is absolutely wonderful. Okay, so this Halloween, Happy Halloween, these were cut out from a magazine, okay? Then I drew, with the Pitt marker, I drew a black line around it and around each one of these squares. Then I took my brush and I used water and then just kind of made it stand out. It made those things just pop. So in that application, it's perfect. I have this cute little painting that I did this morning. So see how much I'm pumping that? This one is the fine point. Seems a bit much, doesn't it? Here we go. So that's the fine point. You can kind of see how big the snowflakes would be. Ooh, check out the extra fine tip. Can you see it? That's really fine. Huh, I wonder if you pump those. Yeah, you pump them in the same way. This size will be great for drawing out the snowflakes. And then this one will be good for just making dots. I want it to be really flowing good, so I'm going to keep, see how much smaller the dot is? I'm going to keep so make sure it's good and flowing. Okay, well, I'm not really excited about that. I wanted it to be really, what did I get? It is the oil-based. Okay, well, I'm not sure. Oh, now see, I just pumped it twice and look how much came out. So it's at full capacity. I need to not pump it anymore. So now I could ruin my painting. Well, I'm finding that this is not exactly what I want. Live and learn, right? Well, I'm really bummed, I'll be honest. It's soaking into the paper. It's oil-based, so I didn't think it would do that. But that's why I'm doing these product reviews, so you can see how these things work, and you can determine if you like that application or not. I was hoping that the paint would sit on top of the paper and be more opaque rather than transparent. But you get what you get, right? So if I want them to be really white, I am going to have to use actual acrylic paints. Okay, now let's let those dry. But what I would like to do now is actually go in with some white paint, white acrylic paint. So let's find the white acrylic paint right here. And what I do, because when I put snowflakes on, I'm really like perfectly spaced. I don't want too many close. So I need to do something that's not really in my control. So I'm just going to take a lot of water with some white acrylic paint. That's a little too much water, I guess. And then that way I'm going to get a more natural looking snowflake arrangement, because I'm not actually putting them on one by one. See how much more vivid those snowflakes are? But I think it kind of works nice with these lighter snowflakes so that they're not all the same. So that was my unboxing and product review of some paint markers. And it will help you to decide or discern whether it's something you want to use in your work, or you say, no thank you. And it helped. That was good for me too, because I seriously thought that these markers, because these markers, these oil-based paint markers on canvas, and when you're working with acrylics and you want to do what I just did here, if this wasn't watercolor paper, it would have worked. It would have done what I wanted it to do originally. Had I done that on, well, I can just show you real quick. So the oil-based paint markers, when you use them on acrylic, you get this. It sits on top. It's oil-based paint, so like I said, I was surprised that it didn't sit on top of the watercolor paper. But that is what you get. If you use them on watercolor paper, you just get faint, which is nice. I think it works well for this. And then when you use it over acrylic paints, you get a more vivid, more opaque snowflake. Hope that was helpful to you. I'm looking forward to buying more supplies and doing these reviews in order to help you decide if these are tools that you would want to use in your artwork as well.